Hello all. Well, I'm sure most people by now have heard about what the biggest scandal of U.S. and world history as far as banking scandals. Yes, the Panamá Papers have come out. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Let's go look at some details over at the board. So this is a gigantic tax haven that is down in Panama, and it's one of the largest in the world where people can avoid U.S. and world taxes by putting their money in shell companies that are stored and addressed down in Panama. But the most interesting thing is that Bernie Sanders, the one that's running for the president here in the U.S., has back in 2011 predicted that this would happen. And he was against the Panama Free Trade Agreement, or what they called Free Trade Agreement. This agreement was so bad, all it was really for was to give tax havens for the wealthiest of wealthy, the 1%. Now, what of course we're all waiting for is who here in the U.S. is implicated. The Prime Minister of Iceland has already gone, just in that short a time from being found out about. So far there's 211 U.S. names with U.S. addresses, but the reason this is going to take a while to come out is because there are 2.6 terabytes of data to go through, and the only ones that have it are of course the group of reporters who reported it, and they will release it as it's needed. So it's sort of going to get hot today and tomorrow, especially tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 90s, something like that. Another heat wave. We're getting sort of used to it here in California. We seem to have them all year round now. So these, it's hard to describe the feeling of seeing all this corruption on the planet and how we're told to get over it and don't worry about it and live your life, don't worry, you can't do anything about it. That's nonsense. We can do something about this. A lot of corporations are being named. Why are we spending a single penny in any corporation's business? These corporations, multi-billionaire corporations, they take our jobs away. They take the jobs and put them overseas into a cheap labor force so that they get off out of having to pay taxes and pollution and whatever else that a business should be paying to do business. They're putting their money in these scams so they don't have to pay their taxes and worry about pollution and regulations and all. They're above all that, and here's the big thing. How long before we find that a lot of the politicians here in the U.S. are also involved with this? We'll see how long they can keep the lid on this. But like the banking scandals, the S&L scandal, the banking scandal of 2008, the 9/11 incident that Saudi Arabia had a whole lot to do with, and now Saudi Arabia is part of this scam, the tax haven scam, along with Putin of Russia. I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed at you, Putin. I mean, I really had respect for him, but not anymore. I'm not finding any politicians in any country that I really like a lot. There's some that are a little better than others, and here we're going to elect, supposedly, here in the U.S., one of the two politicians from either the Democrats or Republicans, both known to be scandalous themselves, and we're going to put more of these in office. It's as if humans just can't learn. We just cannot learn from what we see in the past. Our destiny is to repeat and repeat and repeat until there's no planet left. I just don't know what to say. I'm looking forward to all your comments on this one. So it'll be interesting to see who is on that list. Do you think Trump might be on that list? It's really interesting because Obama, the U.S. president, is the one that signed the legislation so that this free trade agreement could go through. He was really pushing it, just like he's pushing TPP. I wonder if this isn't the same kind of deal. Of course, it's so secretive we're never allowed to see it till after it's voted in and accepted. Then we can come in and bitch a bit, but that's about it. This is something else. One of the world's biggest crimes to the people of the world, the poor people. The people that are holding up the poor are the ones that are being stepped on with these agreements. You know, people like Trump, who use undocumented immigrants to come and build his units with a free trade agreement type thing that allows them to come in and build his projects. It's funny how the wealthiest complain the most about the homeless, but the homeless are their fault for them not paying taxes. You see, when the rich don't pay their taxes, the poor suffer the most. We lose our parks, we lose our education, all the health care that we've had. We're going to lose it all just so that the wealthy can out-fraud the governments of the world and not pay their taxes. The UK is having all kinds of problems trying to pay for their welfare. Some of their very leaders are in the Panama Papers, are the ones that are selling off the assets over there. So it's worldwide. As I said, Iceland has outed their prime minister, and hopefully this won't be put up with. If this is found out to be at the higher levels of the U.S., we should be out in the streets demanding these people step down. And that includes Obama, if he's involved with this, which I would not put it. Another one that's got to be involved is the Clintons. Of course, both the Clintons voted for this. They wanted this trade agreement, this so-called free trade agreement. People, but yet the humans on the planet will still vote for the same corrupt people in the same corrupt parties that they belong to. If it's a party that they're used to, that's who they're going to vote for, whether it's for their own good or not. So what can I say? I just wanted to bring this up, and I really appreciate all the comments in the last videos. The new equipment has really helped. I've noticed a lot of comments saying that they noticed the videos getting a little bit more high-tech, only because we finally got to upgrade our equipment some. And we're sure enjoying that. It's really quite amazing. So if anybody's into doing their own videos, right now's the time to get equipment. There's a lot of it on sale because they're changing over to 4K, and all the 1080p stuff is now very cheap, and you should just go for it if you're out starting a new blog. It's going to be years before 4K can be streamed to most people on the net because it's just too slow. So the old equipment will last for several years longer. So I appreciate all the ups and the downs and the new subscribers, and until next time, we'll keep an eye on this.